The soft hum of the iron filled the quiet living room as Wine stood near the window, pressing Jungkook's freshly washed shirt. A subtle smile played on her lips as she mindlessly drifted into her thoughts. Nothing important, just fragments of memories and feelings that refused to leave her lately. The morning sunlight spilled across the floor, casting a golden glow that made everything feel warmer than it really was. As the hot iron smoothed over the fabric, a familiar scent lifted into the air. His calling. It was subtle but intoxicating, mingling with the heat and curling softly into her senses. She paused for a second, lifting the shirt gently closer to her face, pressing her nose against the fabric. Still smells like him, she whispered to herself almost wistfully. The sound of the bathroom door creaking open broke her out of the moment. Jungkook had just stepped out, steam trailing behind him like a gentle mist. He was drying his hair with a towel, droplets of water still glistening on his toned shoulders. His gaze landed on her. "What are you doing?" Startled, she flinched slightly and turned around quickly, holding the shirt to her chest like she had been catch trailing something. "Oh, nothing. I was just ironing your shirt." He stepped forward a little, reaching his hand out casually. "Okay, give it to me." She placed the shirt in his hand and their fingers brushed briefly. He didn't say anything more, just walked back toward the bedroom, leaving a faint trail of his calling behind. One side and turned toward the kitchen. There was no point lingering on movements that didn't mean anything. She tied her apron loosely around her waist and began preparing breakfast. Something simple but all his favorite. She reached for the eggs first, scrambling them the way he liked, soft and buttery. Then came the grilled spam, lightly crisped on the edges, just the way he preferred it. She sliced a few pieces of avocado and sprinkled them with salt and lemon, added a side of toast, and finally poured him a tall glass of iced Americano. No sugar, no milk, just as he always took it. 20 minutes later, the table was set, everything was in place, neat and warm. She heard the soft thud of his footsteps approaching. Looking up, she found him standing there, now dressed. He wore a crisp white shirt, the one she had just ironed, tucked neatly into a pair of black slacks. His sleeves were rolled halfway up his forearms, revealing his tattooed arm. His damp hair had been pushed back effortlessly, giving him that casual model of beauty. He looked every bite like the heartthrob the world adored, but to her he was just Jungkook, just distant Jungkook. He sat down silently, pulling his chair in with a soft scrape. He began eating without a word, eyes focused on the food, but face unreadable. No phrase, no small talk. Just silence, like two strangers sharing a table. But not cold, not rude. He always respected her space, never crossed a line. He was considerate, polite, even just emotionally locked away. One watched him for a moment, her eyes tracing the way his jaw moved as he chewed, the way his lashes rested against his cheeks. When he blinked slowly, he looked so handsome like this. Calm, untouchable. "Did you sleep well?" "Yeah." She swallowed the quiet that followed and picked up her fork. The food in front of her suddenly didn't seem that warm anymore. "I made that avocado the way you like, with lemon this time." "Thanks." Nothing more. Wine smiled to herself, bitterly but still a smile. She thought maybe one day he will look at me and say something more. Maybe one day this silence will turn into something softer. For now, though she sat beside him quietly, eating the breakfast she had made with love, while he ate it like a routine. After breakfast, Jungkook stood up, grabbed his blazer from the coat rack, and quietly walked out of the house. The door clicked shut behind him. Wine came back to the dining table, her eyes landing on her untouched plate. The eggs were cold, the toast had gone slightly stiff, and her appetite had disappeared along with him. She stared at the food for a few seconds before sighing slowly. She picked up the dishes and walked to the sink. The cold water ran over her fingers as she rinsed them, her mind elsewhere, just like always. Jungkook stepped into the driveway, the warm sunlight brushing across his face as he reached into his pocket for his car keys. But just as his fingers touched the fob, a thought crossed his mind. I forgot I had to call Han. His secretary, they had a meeting to confirm today. He patted his pockets, searching jacket, pants, even checked his bag. No phone. Where the hell did I leave it? He turned on his heel and headed back inside. One was wiping her hands dry with the kitchen towel, lost in thought when her phone suddenly buzzed on the coffee table. The familiar name lit up the screen. Hannah, she smiled and picked it up, plopping down onto the couch. Hello, hello, my favorite housewife. How are you surviving this morning? Barely, it's just another quiet morning. You know how it is. Well, I do have something that might wake you up. Oh no, what now? Girl, did you check your Insta? Your ex commented on your latest post. Wine sat up straight, blinking in disbelief. Wait, what? Are you serious? Dead serious. Go look now. I just saw it. Not even ending the call, Wine opened Instagram and tapped on her latest post, a picture of her smiling softly in the garden 2 days ago. Her fingers scrolled down quickly, and there it was. Still the most beautiful smile I have ever seen. Her breath hissed. He really did. See? Told you. Now imagine if Jungkook saw it. Wine leaned back against the couch, expression softening. Yeah, but I don't think it would affect him. He barely talks to me. I'm just here. Well, maybe Kai's trying to come back into your life. Why though? I'm married. Maybe he doesn't know you kind of disappeared after blocking him. Remember? Yeah, after he cheated, I blocked him everywhere. He doesn't deserve space in my life. Exactly. You did the right thing. But seriously, how's your married life going? Wine went quiet for a moment, her eyes staring into nothing. Same as always, quiet, distant, ignored. Wine, maybe you should talk to him. Open up. I don't even know how he feels about me. What do you know? I love him. There was silence on the line. What? I know he was forced into marrying me, and I was too, but somewhere along the line, I started falling for him, and now I know he doesn't feel the same, but maybe one day he will understand. Oh, Wine, you deserve love, and if it's him, then I hope he realizes what he was. I'm always with you, okay? Thank you, I needed that. Okay, then I will let you go. Take care of yourself. Bye bye. Bye, Han. She hung up and stood there quietly for a second before heading toward her bedroom, her heart still heavy but a little warmer than before. He stepped into the quiet house again. As he passed the kitchen, he spotted his phone on the dining table. He picked it up quietly and was about to walk out but stopped. He had heard enough. The sound of Vine's voice, soft and broken from the living room, still echoed in his ears. His fingers tightened around his phone as a wave of guilt washed over him. He heard everything. She loves me. He rubbed his face, facing slowly near the entrance. After taking his phone, he went to his office. The office was quiet except for the soft tapping of his fingers on the desk. Papers were spread in front of him, but nothing made sense right now. His mind was still back at home, in that quiet living room, with her soft voice echoing in his ears. Those words wouldn't leave his head. They were simple, but they hit harder than anything he had ever felt. He leaned back in his chair, covering his eyes with his hand. She loves me, and I have done nothing but treat her like she's invisible. Guilt burned in his chest, every cold reply, every silent breakfast. Every chance he had to say thank you or you look nice today, and he never did. But she still smiled, still cooked for him, still ironed his shirts like they were treasures, and she still loves me. His phone buzzed quietly on the desk. He picked it up. A memory surfaced, something Hannah had mentioned in passing, something about someone commenting on one's post. Curious and admittedly uneasy, he opened Instagram. It loaded slowly. Then he saw it. Her post, wine, standing in the garden, that soft smile on her lips. Her hair slightly messy from the wind. She looked beautiful, so effortlessly happy. A tiny, genuine smile tugged at the corner of his mouth before he catch himself. But then he saw the comment. Still, the most beautiful smile I have ever seen. And suddenly, that smile vanished from his face. His jaw tightened, his eyes locked on the name Kai. He clenched his fist on the table. Who the hell does he think he is? He scrolled up to look at her smile again. The idea of someone else noticing it, appreciating it when he had ignored it all this time, made something inside him snap. His heart ached. She's my wife. He stood up abruptly, gripping his phone. God gave me a loyal wife, someone who loves me for nothing in return, and I'm out here pretending I don't care, while someone else is ready to take my place. He didn't waste another second, he hit the call button. She was dusting the bookshelf in the living room, her mind still lingering on the conversation with Hannah. She had not stopped thinking about Kai's comment, not because of him, but because of the effect it might have. Her phone began ringing suddenly. She looked down and froze when she saw the name. Jungkook, her heart skipped a beat. She answered quickly, brushing dust off her hands. Hello. Hey, what are you doing? Just testing the shelves. Why? There was a pause. Get ready tonight around 6 p.m. She blinked. What? I mean, do you have any problem going out for dinner? No, if it's okay with you, then I would love to. There was a brief silence on the other hand. Okay, be ready. Okay, the call ended. She stood there for a long second, phone still in her hand, heart fluttering in disbelief. Dinner with Jungkook, just the two of them for the first time in a long time. She felt noticed. Wine stood in front of the mirror, smoothing down the floral frock she had picked for tonight. Soft pastel colors with delicate embroidery around the neckline and sleeves. It flowed just enough to make her feel graceful. She tucked a strand of hair behind her ear, applied a light gloss to her lips, and took one final breath before stepping out. Outside, Jungkook was already waiting beside the car. He leaned against the passenger door, dressed in a clean black shirt with the sleeves rolled up to his forearms, paired with dark slacks and his signature watch. His hair was neatly styled and he looked effortlessly handsome under the golden glow of the porch light. But the moment he saw her, he froze. His eyes widened slightly, and for a second, it felt like the world paused around him. God, she looked like spring had taken human form, like beautiful, full of warmth. Am I too overdressed? No, no, not at all. You look really beautiful. Her eyes widened at the compliment. The first he had ever given her since their marriage. Her cheeks turned pink as she nodded. Thank you. He opened the car door for her, and once she was seated, he walked around and got in. The ride was mostly quiet, soft music playing through the speakers, but the air felt different tonight, lighter somehow. At the restaurant, the place was stunning, soft candlelight on every table, warm tones, tall glass windows overlooking a city skyline glowing in the night. A soft piano was playing. Wine looked around in awe as they were guided to their table. It's so beautiful. Yeah, it is. They sat down and he surprised her again, reaching out and gently taking her hand across the table. She looked at him, confused but not pulling away. Why? I wanted to bring you here not just for dinner, but because I needed to say something. She blinked, her suddenly pounding in her chest. I'm sorry. For what? For how I have been treating you, for every time I acted like you were not there, for not seeing how lucky I am until now. She didn't say anything, her lips slightly parted in shock, eyes glimmering. I heard you today when you were on the call, when you said you loved me. Her breath catch. You heard that? He nodded slowly, his eyes never leaving hers. And it broke me because even after everything, you still loved me. You stayed, you cared, and all I ever gave you was silence. A tear slipped down her cheek, and he reached over to gently wipe it with his thumb.